Good evening, RPG Limit Break, and fans around the universe. I'm your host, Nitzguy1. In the booth with me is LMMotoss, or just Motoss for this evening. How you doing tonight, Motoss?
I'm feeling really great. As we've seen in chat pre-match, the table rounds are really scary, okay? Fleury14 and moonblazewolf here are contenders for tonight, have both already gotten a loss in the table round, so the competition is absolutely tough.
It has been so far a very hype lunar table. We've seen a lot of amazing matches, no spoilers. Just going to say all the matches have been amazing. There have been some amazing wins, some real surprises. We see we've got moonblazewolf. Somebody in chat knows the naming scheme that he's using there. I'll give you a cookie whenever I win one. Beyond that, it's must win, I think. I mean, you've got one loss. You don't want to take two losses. You can probably still get in with two losses, but you don't want to fall that far back that early. So look for a very, very exciting match. Both of these runners, as my co-commentator said, are amazing runners. They know how this game works. Fleury is the cookie master, as we all know. So
yeah, and Fleury here kind of eulogizing Fusoya, who's banned from the tournament, had the pointer on there for a bit. But and now that we have the actual objectives, our tracker, Invenerable, and Restreamer Asuka are having some fun there with the fake objectives. But we do have 2 moon altars today and the waterfall. So it looks like all you need is a darkness crystal to be able to get to Zeromus with your crystal in hand. But that's going to be tough if they find it early, for sure.
I agree with you, Motoss, 100%. Although, maybe we get our wish. Maybe there's required alt gauntlet at the Vanilla Masamune altar. We're still waiting for that one, I think. Could be a root hook, as Invenerable has said in chat. There's still lots of chances for this seed to be extremely trolly for both of our runners, as they're about to begin, I believe, any second now, as we're coming up to the delay here. Thoughts? What do you think's going to happen, Motoss?
If I'm running this seed, I'm very scared right now, because you can get trolled a whole lot of different directions when your objectives are so centralized. When you only need one key item, that means one wrong move on your routing that your opponent took and you didn't is disaster. So you got to be, every time you're making a choice, that weight is sitting on you for sure.
Absolutely. And starting character, that is Palom. And if they want Yang, and let's see what the item is. Oh, look. Just make it a little spicy. Give them underground access just for fun. So, who wanted a jet seed? Everything's opened up. Both of our runners have decided that Yang can go and take a snooze in the Tower of Wishes. Maybe they'll pick him up later. Maybe they won't. We'll definitely see. We could definitely see some divergence here with the Magma Key. Could see maybe one of them dig and go underground right away. Could see, your standard overworld checks. It's going to be interesting to see. Looks like Fleury's going to drop down into Baron, while Blaze is going to drop into Mysidia and see what's up.
Yeah, this really opens up the beginning of the game. And remember, I was saying I'd be scared if I was the players in this mission. Oh, we get Tella in the Baron Inn. That's going to be a welcome sight for our players to see this early. But as I was going back to what I was saying, opening the underground this early it's even scarier because it opens up your routing even wider. I do like early underground check for your freebies and the shops, just so you know what tools you're going to have to work with. You can even peek the character in Dwarf Castle and reset as well if the characters are what you're more worried about.
No, I agree 100%. In Miss City, it looks as though it was another Palom and a Rosa, which Blaze has picked up both. He's decided, come along, come for the ride. You're on board. Just for people who might have only joined us for the group stages, as we're just into the first week of the lunar table here, the flag set has changed just a little bit, where we have the perma-join flag. So basically, once they're in the party, they're in. You can't kick them out. You can't say, Edward, go to the curb, but you can decide to go, hey, I don't want to. So far as it looks, Moonblaze already has 3 characters in his party, and Fleury still seems to be looking for the one. There's another Palom, just in case you wanted that.
Yeah, we had a question in chat. Is Palom the white or the black mage? How I always remember it is orange cape, black magic, and also Palom. Quake is your pal. So Palom is your pal. Basically, get that Quake kid. We see Moonblaze is going to go underground here. You can see both players are very hungry to know what characters are available. That permajoin flag definitely incentivizes getting that knowledge as quickly as possible. So we see both making a few checks. Fleury even took the cutscene in the Watery Pass to ditch the second cane at the Wishes, just to have him available in case he wants him later. And we are seeing ordeals. We can see that this has got to be for the character only, because Palom alone cannot get through these bosses yet.
No, yeah, it looks as though Fleury is taking and there's a Sid. Fleury seems to be taking I want to see who's available before I decide who I want to pick. Whereas I missed the Job Dwarf. Motoss, did you happen to check that?
It was Too Fast, Too Furious. I saw the Sylph pick up there, but I didn't see what the Job Dwarf was.
It was a law clerk. Thanks, chat, for bailing us out. We greatly appreciate it. There's so much hype, so much going on. It's hard to keep everything straight. Some Soma drops in cabins. You love to see that in Tamra.
Cure 3s as well. Yeah, very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these seeds would be a different kind of masochism if we had buy on and permajoin on. That we kind of swapped the two between the group stage and the table stage. We didn't want to make you make the decision right then, although maybe that's a future idea, just saying.
Well, there's a feedback and ideas channel for that. Question from chat: what does a 1, 2, 3, 4 mean? So if you look in the middle, you see the objectives are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's just to let you know which runner has completed which objective. They need to complete 3 objectives in order to get the crystal. They can complete any 3. So you get a legend sword, you get a shiny rock. You can cross that one off. You cannot cross that one off. It's completely up to the runners. However they want to get 3, it doesn't matter how they get 3. But once they get 3, then they'll receive the crystal and they'll be in go mode. They'll be able to go fight our favorite boss, Threemus.
And we can see 2 different strategies happening here. Moonblazewolf is more focused on the checks and the treasure, and actually found the Warrior's chest in the Fey March and had to reset out of it. Meanwhile, Fleury is more concerned with the characters. You can see he went back and got Rosa and Sid. We are seeing a lot of players take a party of 3 until they know that they're close to go mode, and then grabbing the other 2 for their level grind.
Moonblaze being rewarded for his underground play by getting the pan, so that way he will only have to dip the Sylph Cave once. You love to see it, because nobody loves going back down there twice, at least not unless they have to.
Yeah, and it's even nicer for Blaze because he hasn't gone to Fabul the first time yet, so it's all going to be just 1 trip to Fabul total.
Yep, 1 total. And we've got a Sparkly in the Antlion Cave here, and shout out to Ogo Pogo. I am very sad to see him here. He should not be here. This is a very easy spot for Ogo. Even though the wave will do half damage, he only has 1,000 HP, and his physicals are minuscule here, so it's very sad. Should be a pretty easy boss for Fleury to get through without a problem there.
Yeah, the runners are definitely going to love this Ogopogo at Antlion. It's one of the lowest HP spots in the game, and getting a Moonboss out of the way here definitely feels good.
Yes, whenever you see Ogopogo in a great spot like Rubicant, like anywhere on the moon, you love to see him there. You don't like to see him in the Antlion Cave, that's for sure. But happens sometimes, and there's your music. So we'll see what Fleury decides to do with that. Music may be required, may not be required. We will soon find out as Blaze dips into Sylph Cave, and he's going to get all this done in one fell swoop. He's going to smashing over the head with the pan very lightly, wake him up from his slumber, and he might be rewarded for this.
Yeah, and this is where our runners are going to start to sweat as they find rabbit hole items like the Twin Harp, like the Earth Crystal, and you have to... Your decision on whether to chase that rabbit hole or not, when you only need one key item, it can be paralyzing.
It certainly can, and it's a pink tail from the Sylph. That's a tier on T-Pro. Is that a tier 6 item? Tier 5 or tier 6?
The pink tail will always give you like an upper tier item. So we do have adamant armors turned off, so it's kind of like the consolation prize under these flags.
In general, thank you so much for bailing me out there. It's always a tier 7 item. So maybe a crystal sword for non-existent sea soul. You love to see it. If not, you can always sell for a lot of money. While Fleury is taking the plunge, opening up the well and saying, "Hello, Underworld. I like to see you." While Blaze has come back to Miss City, I wonder what he is up to. He's doing some item checking. All right, that seems totally legitimate.
Yeah, we can see moonblazewolf is also getting kind of prepared for any situation. He did deliberately go and buy some mute bells, which are used mostly for a special grind on the moon that we didn't see a lot before this tournament, the Warlocks on the moon.
No, yes, the Warlock grind is a very, very niche grind. When the admins thought that they could beat the community and turn a new flag can't run on, and the community still figured out a way to get around it, Warlocks came as sort of like your second place, your consolation prize there. And Fleury running into the 5 warrior chest, so at least he knows where it is now. Loading his save back, he'll be able to loot all the other chests now because there is only one trap chest in the lunar subterrane, or in the Feymarch. Pretend I didn't say lunar subterrane.
Yeah, and this is why you'll see players looting the Feymarch, because there's only one trap chest, and it's a quite treasure-dense dungeon, and it does have higher tier items than any of the overworld dungeons. Whereas Sylph Cave, which does have a lot of a very concentrated treasure, has 7 trap chests in it, so you don't want to start diving that, because every other chest you're going to hit it trapped. And not only is the party not ready for that now, but those trap chests in Sylph Cave take a long time each one.
And hop aboard your jet, Motoss. Looks as though Sheila has the goods.
Oh my goodness, so we just had to go use our starting magma key to get the free pan from Feymarch, to go to Sylph Cave to get the Darkness Crystal. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't need the harp. We don't need anything else. I'm truly scared. Also, the hook he picked up. So if Blaze is gonna turn in that pink tail, he could be rewarded with a really nice item.
Yeah, and now what our players have to think about once Fleury gets the same knowledge is we have already seen there's Tella in the Baron Inn, so that's like necessary to go pick him up now. You need that Tella because you need weak, and we don't have it on Palom, and we won't have it on Palom for quite a bit. So we're going to need to get Tella and get some Demon Sheens online, like ASAP. And right now, once I get that knowledge, that's all I'm thinking about.
Myself as well. Question in chat: is a sub 1 hour seed possible? It absolutely is possible. We might see it here.
Yeah, I mean, once a player gets both pieces of knowledge, because moonblazewolf hasn't seen the Baron in yet, and Fleury has. But once they both know that, it's over. And you can see moonblazewolf is now checking all those character spots. That's what he's looking for, is to see if there's a Tella anywhere.
I would agree with that assessment 100%. He does launch the hovercraft there, and he's gonna knock out objective 4 here, defeat the boss at the waterfall, which Fleury hasn't looked at here, but it's a sparkly and it's a pale dim.
Well, that's exactly the moon boss we wanted to see. It's pretty much the easiest of all the moon bosses, besides maybe Plague at a slow spot. So very nice to see him there, although it means he's not on the moon. We haven't seen very many boss spots, and that leaves a lot of very ugly options to be at that Masamune altar or the White Spear altar.
It absolutely does. You could see your best pal Wyvern, who doesn't care what level you are, doesn't care about your anchors, just gives you the mega nuke. Says Merry Christmas, have a mega nuke. Tella has been spotted, Pancras. He's in the Baron Inn with, was it Kinatsu? I think was the first boss.
I don't know.
Someone in chat will remind me. Looks as though Blaze is going to go Teblin Castle. There is some good loot in here because this is gated, and there's our pal Wyvern. He's gonna hit you with the mega nuke, and Fleury is down for the count there.
Oh, now moonblazewolf is taking my usual advice: never skip the Cave Evelyn shop. This sucker is powerful. We see illusions, that's helpful. And we can see he does want some of those. He's getting rid of some inventory items, and we'll probably also be checking the character while he's down here, just for good measure.
Absolutely, those illusions will come in very handy during the grind. You'll love to see it. So it is Wyvern at Fabul. Shouldn't be that hard as long as you can outrun him. You got some star bales, you can throw that up there, and there we go. You got that on Sid now. He should be okay. And Palom should definitely be okay now. Interesting that he's doing Fabul. Like he could do that without checking Sheila. Like he could check Sheila without doing that. That's what Blaze ended up doing. So
yeah, you see characters do that to do the Fabul check first, but it is actually kind of atypical that Moonblaze decided to just do Sheila, and then it's kind of backwards. We don't see that too often. It is a Sand Ruby. I don't know if Fleury's actually going to be using that.
Well, it's a character, and maybe it's an easier way to get Tella. I mean, okay, so it was Mom Bomb. Because Fleury's about to find out that he's going to be in go mode. There's a hook.
Yeah, and this is the point. Blaze just saw it, is going to check the item shop, and I would think save before going in here to get that Tella. And then, of course, we're going to have to get him weak, so the 3 bosses on Mount Ordeals are going to be very important to see here quite shortly.
Absolutely. So it's going to come down to where's your grind? How fast can you get that all set up properly? Can you get Tella online? Can you get your party ready? Are you going to go with your ragtag party that you have right now? Who are you going to pick up? You got 2 spots available. You don't want to wait too long now, because basically you want to grind, you want to go and beat these bosses, and you want to go defeat Zeromus basically at this point. So
yeah, and basically with the characters we've seen thus far, we're almost certainly going to be seeing reflex strats out of both runners. which is going to turn up some very quick Z fights as well.
Absolutely. Bypassing the second phase of Threemus is usually pretty huge. I didn't see, did Blaze end up taking Sid there?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Very interesting. It's if I'm the runners right now, if I'm either of them, I'm almost in a panic. But you know, that's why I'm on the comms and not at the table, because they've probably run into situations like this before. They know what's going on. They know they got to go fast, but they'll be able to do it. And we'll have a first peek at the first boss there from Fleury, and it is a wall.
Evil Wall is kind of a mid-tier boss at this location. Sid is going to do a lot of the work here for sure.
So Fleury takes a reset on that. He had forgotten that he had turned his battle speed down to handle Wyvern there, so quick reset on his part there. Not much time lost at all.
Yeah, that is going to allow Moonblazewolf to potentially take the lead here, though.
Absolutely. Wells, yes, Fleury did reset in and got off Wyvern's standard time there and got back to battle speed 1. It might put him a little bit behind, but both of Blaze's mages are sitting down having a nap there, so that Ice 2's gonna do some work for Fleury there. 574, that's not too bad.
You know, this is your Racely reminder that the twins are 5 years old. Just remember, we threw them into battle against demonic walls.
That's, you know, I have a 4-year-old and he needs his nap. If he doesn't have his nap, he's done. So get your nap in now while you can, kids. Nope, that's right, High Spirits. The twins are taking a nap. I'm not 100% sure. If it's me, I would probably use their twin ability and get a flare off, even a comet, do some damage, because Evil Wall is quickly catching up to Blaze there, as Fleury is done already. Evil Wall has a special mechanic, as you see there, called Crush, and basically turns the person who gets crushed, they get to have a nap.
Yeah, and this is where Fleury keeping the twin alive in order to cast Ice 2s has allowed him to go into the second battle faster. So we were neck and neck. We're doing, you know, lead switches here. They're just depending battle by battle. We get Leviathan in the second spot. This one is going to be hopefully not too bad. We do have Black Magic available. Rose is here to do some top-offs to make sure the wave, it's just going to be those big Ice 2s. As you saw there, almost took out Sid. One of those will take out either of the other characters, but there's a Star Veil just to make sure Pound can keep the lit 2s coming.
And gets the nice reflect from Palom back to Leviathan, doing about 400 damage. There's about 3,300 or so HP, I believe, at the Mylon Z spot. That wave is going to do some work there, but Fleury able to fight through that. That lit 2 really helping out, that's for sure. And over on Blaze's side, he's going in alone, just with Sid. It's an interesting tactic that he has chosen here.
Yeah, the problem for Blaze here is that his Paloms have not gained any experience whatsoever, and they do not have lit 2.
No, that would, as you can see there, is very huge. Sid sleeping on Fleury's side is not the end of the world. Sid will be an HP beast very, very soon. You can count on that. But you see those lit 2s really chopping down Leviathan there.
Yeah, we do see a lot of chatter in chat about slingshotting strategies here, that Moonblazewolf is going to try to slingshot both Paloms. He needs a kind of a higher level character to do that, because the two things have to be true. your party has to be full, and the slingshot members have to be at least 5 levels below the average party. So either somebody needs to gain some levels here that's not the twins in order to make the slingshot work, or maybe he's going to grab it the other Sid.
Well, here's one thing we can guarantee at the vanilla Masamune and the vanilla White Spear altar is not the super free Eblin boss. So I'm happy to see them guarding the top of ordeals here. I love to see it, and this will be a pretty straightforward fight. It's 1,000 HP between the two of them, and quickly knocks that out. So I'm happy that the free boss is there.
Oof, and a moonblazewolf resetting and grabbing the character again and going back out. That means gonna have to repeat that evil wall fight. Didn't save in between like Fleury did there.
That's a bit unfortunate. I would say at this point, even though neither one of them have completed an objective, I would say Fleury is just a little bit ahead as his Tella will be online and be good to go. I'm pretty sure that's probably Fleury's next stop is to go and pick him up, because even though Tella wasn't in the party, as you saw in the text box there, Tella remembered all his spells, and Tella got to remember Meteor, so you can just go to the Tower of Wishes in Mysidia and go, hey Tella, come, you have weak, we need you.
Times when you've said to yourself, man, I just wish I had an old man around to help me out with the chores.
Absolutely. Who knew? I'm pretty sure, Motoss, if I asked you back in July before this event was on, is Tella going to be useful? We would have said no way. But Tella has really become the star of Zima Zone 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, without Tella, a lot of our more favorite EXP grinds are go out the window, and you have to do not only slower methods, but more dangerous methods as well. And this unfortunate placement of Mom Bomb, this boss spot has very little HP normally, but Mom Bomb adds an extra 10,000 HP just because of the first phase, meaning this fight, which normally would be over in 2 or 3 turns, is going to take a little bit. It's already exploded. The bombs themselves will have low HP, so should be able to be taken out by the single Stardust.
Absolutely, and Fleury does get them down, and all of his characters do remain up. Yes, Venerable, some of us weren't paying attention, but you know, not all of us can be perfect. I'm just kidding. Dr. Talk with his robot friend there. In the spot behind. I forget who's normally in this spot in Vanilla.
This would be where the karate spot would be.
Oh yes, Yang. Now I remember. Blaze this time bringing the twins up and them doing Comet and knocking Rosa down instead. Interesting.
Yeah, and this is nice placement because we do have Sid in both parties, and of course, the game never tells you this, but hammers deal racial damage to machines, of which Ballknob is one. We get a rat tail there. It'd be interesting to see if Fleury tries to go for that and get the pink tail turn at the same time. I'm not sure if it's worth his time yet right now or not.
I'm not sure either. Just looking at the tracker that our amazing tracker and Venerable is doing this evening, it looks as though Fleury has seven key items already. So I wonder if Fleury's goal is to get to 10, because in this flag set, when you get to 10 key items, you get double experience. So that will definitely cut down the time that he needs to grind. So the question being, is it faster to get 3 key items than it is to start your grind now? It's,
yeah, there would have to be a key item behind the rat tail and then like another quick one to get somewhere else, because ideally Fleury wants to grind before fighting those moon bosses, so is not going to be able to like wait and see if there's a key item behind one of those.
Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. I'm apparently blind and I can't see that the pan's a key item, so I apologize. In my count, I glossed over it. So he actually has 8 key items, not 7. So it's definitely possible. He is going to take down this pale dim fairly quickly. Octoman doesn't have a boatload of HP here. It's about 1800, I think, give or take.
Yeah, the only places Fleury has that could check for key items quickly would be to see if it's behind the rat tail, see if there's a free boss at Cave Bahamut, or actually chase the Twin Harp and hope there's something there. But I just don't know. Cutting your grind in half is very compelling, but also you could strike out and completely waste the time.
Absolutely. It is quite possible there could be zonks there, especially since you already have 8 key items. There are only 17 key items in total, and one is the crystal, which you only get. Maybe he's just looking for one more. Knock out those 2 objectives? Maybe? Who knows? Tough to say. He does pick up a Unihorn. Very interesting there. Unihorn's main ability is to stop Berserk, which would be interesting with this party, considering it's a pretty mage-heavy party. Yeah, maybe. Sorry, go ahead, Motoss.
Invenerable in chat there mentioning Soma drops, which we have seen in shops if Fleury has enough cash. That's just so that you can get your Tella to squeeze one more weak cast out of your Tella. So 1 Soma drop's all you need to get him to 100 MP rather than 90.
Yeah, since weak costs 25 MP, you want that extra one. It definitely makes the grind easier. And while our runners are running around a little bit trying to find some stuff, make sure to give both of them a follow. They're bringing us amazing content. Without them, it's just me and Motoss talking about frogs and me growing up. So definitely give them a follow. And shout out to the roller of the seed, Aska424. Make sure you give her a follow. And our tracker Invenerable, make sure you give him a follow. He's okay at this game, at least from what I hear. And my amazing co-commentator, LMMotoss, about him. That's just me just talking about frogs and growing up. And he's an amazing streamer, amazing person, awesome guy. Make sure you give him a follow.
You can't see it, but I am blushing right now. And our tracker, Inven, is doing some song lyrics. You know, you tempt me, Inven. I am on the microphone, you know, and it's hard to resist song lyrics of this quality.
Oh my.
It's been 1 week since you killed the machine. Find a key. Wait, wrong line. Threw your hands in the air and said just 1 HP.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, I'm laughing so much. I'm coughing and dying here, but I'll be okay. Fleury.
Hey, we're not going to get the real music tonight, so you gotta make do.
Yeah, it looks as though Fleury is raising the whale, so looks as though maybe he's gonna fade music, which always makes Chad sad, as the music is randomized in this randomizer. We decided that Edward playing his normal harp music just doesn't work, so the music at Cape Magnus is random. Maybe we'll still see it, but it's looking unlikely at this point. That's for sure.
Luckily, one of our runners may give it to us afterwards while we're in the interviews, because we can see it once you've completed a seed. You can reset and go to Troya and check the harp in Edward's room, and he will play it for you there. So maybe the runners will have mercy on us, and we can see Fleury is going to fill out the party here. Of course, grabbing another Black Mage as expected.
Absolutely. Comment in chat. MelGrant19, thank you so much for the amazing comment. We greatly appreciate it and hope that you enjoy the content and enjoy the race. Enjoy. There's still a lot more Zima Zone to come. That's for sure. Lots more. At least 90 more matches, I think. I'm just I'm just spitballing here. It might be 70, but whether it's 70 or 90, you know, it's that. Yeah, and welcome to the community. Make sure you give RBG Limit Break a follow. They not only do we come on from time to time and show you this amazing free enterprise randomizer, they have a bunch of other RPG stuff. Questing for Glory is coming up soon. There's always something fun coming at you at RPG Limit Break, and just wanted to give them a quick shout out, thanking them for allowing us to come into your homes and provide you this amazing content. Well, Fleury stops for a second and then thinks what he's going to do. He's going to drop down and start counting. So you're going to see Fleury do something a little bit unusual. He's basically doing the manipulation for the D machine grind. So he's going to count steps. He's going to reset first. He didn't like that seed encounter, obviously. And somehow he gets it on the first step.
Yeah, so, this is nice. This can be like a lot of different variation, and believe it or not, it can really change your final time as to how long you have to look for what seed you're at. Now Fleury is going to already know what RNG seed he's on, and will know how many more battles he has to fight before he turns them off again and gets into the Giant of Babel.
Yep. So for people who might not know how the RNG is set for encounters, when you turn encounters on, there are 256 seeds labeled from 0 to 255, and basically when you reset and you press A, you hit one of those seeds, and basically there's an encounter table which will tell you after X steps you'll get an encounter, after Y steps you'll get another encounter, so on and so forth. So the community has come together. Twisted Flax was monumental in creating this manipulation so that they can find this D machine grind without having to do a lot of extra work. So shout out to him.
Yeah, and of course, all of this was necessary because we put Can't Run into the flags for this entire tournament, both the group stage and the table stage. So the normal D machine grind setup, which you have seen previously in Free Enterprise and in the vanilla Final Fantasy IV speedrun, won't work because your party isn't strong enough to be forced to fight all of the fights before you get the D machine fight in the Giant.
Absolutely. So in an attempt to try and nullify this, it has made it even better than it was before. So just shout out to the amazing community and all the work that people do of their own free will. While we do see Blaze, he is counting, and he is getting his encounter seed ready to basically. They're basically both going to kill those D machines. So D machine has a really, really fun mechanic where basically his attacks are HP based attacks for the most part. He is susceptible to weak that Tela can cast, which will turn him anywhere from 1 to 9 HP. And then basically a single hit will allow him to die, and you'll be like, well, that seems okay, Nitz, but why would they do that? Because there's this amazing trick in that's also used in the vanilla speedrun to increase the amount of XP you can get when you kill a monster. You can use a life potion to revive the enemy, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why would you want to revive the enemy? Well, because when you revive using the life potion, it uses a vitality stat. Monsters by default all have 0 HP. Or, sorry, not 0 HP. They'll have 0 for vitality. So when they do that multiplication, 0 times 0 is 0. And basically, it revives itself with 0 HP. and then it dies again, and you get credit for that experience as well. So it really speeds things along. While we see Blaze was nice enough to look, and it's not a key item with the rat tail. It's just some trinkets to sell. A dragoon spear that's money, and crystal ring that you can wear.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a time loss for Blaze again, just not getting what he was looking for there. And Fleury, meanwhile, has gotten through the Searchers, or the Beamers, who, by the way, also deal HP-based damage. That's just very convenient. It's basically the height of convenience that this encounter exists. So, is now going to be hitting the Searcher to make the D-Machine pop up once the turn order is all figured out. And then we'll be heading into the grind. Meanwhile, moonblazewolf is still looking for some items necessary. I think has already seen them in Kaipo. Is just going to finally get them now.
Yep, there's some Cure 2s and some Star Veils. And as you can see there, D.Machine in the remakes. This is called the Clockwork Dragon. If people are familiar with the remakes, the GBA remake, etc., etc. Just in case you're wondering what D.Machine was.
Yeah, the text limits in original Final Fantasy IV leave something to be desired, especially in the US version. So we get things like D-Machine, and like some of your character limits in your character names, and a lot of enemies where their name doesn't quite make sense, like ogre, mad ogres.
Yeah, Leviathan. That's another one of my favorites. The Dema Beard. You know it, Inven. You know it. So yeah. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, head on over to ff4fe.com. There's an amazing Discord. There's an amazing community. You can load up all the seeds you want. You can go from super easy to super impossible. So there's something for everyone and every level. And don't be shy. We have a newbies corner. Ask your questions. There's always someone there who's willing to provide an answer and help you out. I'm biased here probably, but it's the greatest community I've ever been a part of, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So
I agree 100% there. It's easily one of the best speedrunning communities I've ever been in. It's very beginner friendly, and as we watch these players do this incredibly complex grind setup, and with these flags that are very harsh as far as you needing to use all the tools at your disposal, I'm glad you mentioned Nitz, that you can very nicely configure your experience in this game. Just because you're watching basically the top runners in the community who have gotten through. We started with over 100 runners in this tournament, and we're down to 32. So this is the height of competition, but you don't have to start there. We have Seeds of the Week that are much lower stakes. We have asynchronous races all the time where you get to race when you want to. We have pickup races going on all over the time, and without even the racing aspect, you can play by yourself with very, very friendly flags to start you off with that give you access to much better characters like Fusoya, who we've banished from this tournament, and also better items, equipment, easier key item locations, all of that. You can pick it. It's crazy. Get to the randomizer website and check out the options available compared to how this randomizer started is absolutely insane-o.
Absolutely. And there are hard table flags out there. Our runners right now are making this look extremely easy, but rest assured, it's not as easy as it looks. I can tell you that based on experience. Yeah, there's something for everyone in this community, in this randomizer. You want all Cecils? You can have all Cecils. You want all Fusoyas? Have all Fusoyas. Throw nukes all over the place. The world's your oyster, basically. You can turn on the spoon flag. I totally forget about that, Asuka. Totally forget. You can equip Edward with a spoon and have him do, 99.99. being a baller. So,
and here we have moonblazewolf also showing off just a little bit of extra tech. A lot of especially the staff items in this game, have an on-use effect where if you have them equipped and then go into your inventory to use them like you would an item, they have an effect that happens, and the rod just deals like a very small amount of damage, but it's guaranteed to hit basically. So that is something Blaze is using in order to make sure that his character doesn't miss, because messing up the turn order in this fight can get you going south very quickly.
Absolutely. Also, Blaze showing off a little bit of swag there. So, you know how I told you before how you throw a life potion and basically you get more experience? Well, you can also throw more than one life potion. So, Blaze there flew through 2 life potions. So, he got credit for 3 D machines there. The one he actually killed, and then 2 additional ones. So his grind, he's making up a little bit of time there. I haven't seen Fleury do what we call the double life glitch at this point. So shout out to him. It's not easy to get that set up, but if you can get that set up, you can definitely turn the tables very, very quickly. Because not that this is the slowest grind, but it can definitely take some time, that's for sure, because you have to heal everybody back up, because that fire that D Machine does is pretty much guaranteed every single time. It's HP based, it's 20% every single time that happens. So they need to re-heal. The good news is the Searcher just kind of hangs out there, so it allows you to heal up your party, have no issues, things of that nature. It's the ideal grind.
Yeah, it's almost as if the developers made this fight this way on purpose. It's that good.
Absolutely. But knowing how this amazing game is programmed, I think it just happens to be coincidence at this point.
Oh yeah. We haven't gotten a chance, because this match has been so fast, to talk about some of the weirder aspects of the battle system, but I guess while we're waiting to see who comes out of this grind first and how many levels they get from it, we may mention the ATB system in this game. So we do have vanilla agility on, which means if there was a Cecil in these parties, all of the speeds, the relative speeds of the party members and the enemies, would be based on Cecil's agility stats. Since we do not have Cecil in the party, it's going to be determined instead by the party member in the center slot, who right now is going to be Tella, and you will probably be seeing Tella there for the rest of the game, because he doesn't gain a lot of agility as he levels up, and he may be being killed before the end of this grind fight just to ensure he doesn't level up, because we have not seen a curse ring from either of our players yet, which would have really locked it in. It gives minus agility, would have made sure this is a no-brainer. But basically, we are looking for a slow character in this middle slot, because we want our party members to be relatively faster in order to increase their turn ratio to Zeromus's turn ratio. This is very important to limit the amount of big bangs you have to take with this mage party.
The TLDR on that is agility in Final Fantasy IV is magical. That's what I call it. Because you got some PhDs who go through it and are able to figure this out, and you wonder how in the world that they did it. Because I sure as heck can't figure it out. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the best thing about this is, I mean, getting your agility right or getting it wrong is the difference between this party getting big banged 8 to 10 times and them never seeing a second big bang. It's that good.
For sure. Question in chat about the black shirt. Now, you're right. In vanilla, the black shirt is broken. But in the randomizer, we have actually fixed the black shirt, so it affects your wisdom. Wisdom controls black magic. Yeah, someone will correct me if I'm wrong. So it will actually improve your wisdom to actually make the black shirt useful. So that is one of the good things about Free Enterprise that has been done. We've gone in, made some fixes, put in some quality of life improvements. You notice that the characters move around just a little bit faster than they do in vanilla. The Enterprise also has a precision mode, as I call it. You can slow it down so that you can stop on a dime. It's very good. It's as though Fleury is done his grind, has some levels, probably a lot, and looks like he's on his way out, and he's going to be probably headed to the moon, I would guess.
Yeah, Fleury is ready to go here. Has nuke on the Palom that was actually basically the lower one that got slingshotted, and will have nuke on the other Palom after these moon bosses, but definitely has enough EXP in order to tackle these two moon bosses. I forget if Fleury has actually gone back to the waterfall. I believe he did to fight that pale dim. Yeah, we did see it on Fleury's screen. So it's just going to have to go and get both of these altars and head on down straight from there to Zeromus. Meanwhile, Blaze is still in the grind fight, but I think is actually looking for a little bit higher levels than Fleury, from what it looks like to me.
He probably just wants a little more safety. The way that Zeromus works, you can definitely go in at a slightly lower level. It does make things a little more dicier, but doesn't make it impossible. That's for sure. Also, just in case anybody's aware, even if Fleury wanted this character on the moon, he has a full party. He can't invite Yang even if he wanted to. It's going to say Yang join, but that's just the text box being the text box.
Yeah, 3 Yangs in the seed. You love to see it in a seed where you're basically incentivized to take mages in this case. Of course, you were talking about the lower levels. You can vastly reduce the amount of incoming damage from Zeromus if you deliberately trigger counter nukes from Zeromus right before he big bangs. The enemy script basically runs to change his spell power at various points because they didn't want to straight up kill you with big bangs. So the spell power is basically lowered if you use the counter at the right time. You make him nuke you, which sets his spell power lower, but his spell power isn't set high again for Big Bang, so it hits you at like half the power, which can allow you to get through this fight at surprisingly low levels with mages.
Absolutely. I wish as a kid that I knew about that mechanic, but I definitely didn't, so I had to go power overwhelming and have everybody at like level 70, basically. I used to have to grind the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the problem with this, though, is that it's very risky, because if you miss a single one and you go in at low levels, we're looking for HP on our mages of 2200 or above, or thereabouts, in order to basically be safe from most Big Bang damage rolls, which the damage roll factor in this game is a whole nother thing that we haven't gotten to talk about. We probably won't this match, but to be sure, if you go in with less HP than that, you are basically saying you are confident with nerfing every Big Bang that comes at you.
And just seeing a little bit of tech there on Fleury's side. Well, there's one Palom's at 61, the other Palom's at 51. Palom will get nuke at level 52, and he is basically making it so that when nuke shows up, it'll already be in the top left-hand corner, so he doesn't have to go too far to cast it there, just in case people are wondering. He's at the White Spear altar now, and our boss here is, look at that, some guards.
Wow, you get a free boss. Now, we haven't seen coffins, but we have plenty of utility on our mages to get through this with no problems at this point.
Absolutely. These two guards do not have a boss bit on them, so they are susceptible to stone, which you see there, and they magically disappear. So you'll love to see it if you're a runner. As a fan, you want Ninja Sword? You know, no edge. no way to throw it, no nothing. So fortunately, bit of a zonk there, but from Fleury's standpoint, he's super happy to see that easy boss there, and basically he's got one spot to check, and that's in vanilla, the Ogo Pogo spot that normally has a Masamune, while we see Blaze on his side. He finishes up killing the boss of the waterfall there, the Paladin, and completing his first objective of 3.
Yeah, that ninja sword hurt. So Edge, of course, was a staple in the group stage of this tournament, but we changed the character flags for the table because he makes the overworld too easy. And we do find Dark Knight Cecil at the Ogo Pogo spot. This is one of the things we did not want to see. Yes, it's a semi-free fight. You just have to survive 3 rounds, but it's very fast. Luckily, Sid is going to allow our parties to live through this, and they both got him, which is nice. This could have been really bad if there had been a 5th mage. Instead, as you saw, all the mages went down.
And as you saw there, the board AI, as we call it, was completely on point. He needed 906 damage to get Palom to die. He did exactly 906, had that Cure 4 already. Unfortunately, didn't happen, but able to life up the other Palom to get him to level 52. And there's his crystal. And now, basically, the question is he going to swag walk? Is he going to go back and save? If
no, there's the battle speed.
It's swag walk time. He's not even going to go and save. What a baller!
I think so. I think when you're this deep in the tournament, you just have to go, especially because that fight was so easy. You really just need to get down there. And yeah, it's going to be no save, just going. Hopefully no wipe on Z. Crossing fingers for Fleury here. moonblazewolf indeed is heading down as well. This is still super close. If any mistake is made in the Zeromus fight for Fleury, it's going to be a lead change, I think.
I agree 100%. You'd love to see the swag walk. Definitely props from the fans, but it definitely it takes time to kill those bosses. They're free fights, but it's still time. And in a Jetty seed like this, we're going to ask ourselves at this point, Motoss, if you'd like to do the honors. I'm seeing all these Z's in chat. Maybe everybody wants to go for a nap.
Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
So in the randomizer, we have this Zeromus sprite, as you see here. It's pretty boring. It's the same. We don't move Zeromus around because to move him around in the randomizer would just be cruel. Imagine him at the Antlion Cave doing big bangs. That would be pretty crazy. So we leave him here, but our amazing community leader, Scholar Kitty, along with Boardface, have given us over 450 different sprites. Anything from your pal Mike Tyson to a Zero, to Edward, Zemus, to whoever this is. Chat, help a Nitz out.
That's some Ansem from Kingdom Hearts. Very nice. This is not one I've seen before, I believe.
I haven't seen it either. It's very nice.
And while we're at the Z sprites, I should mention that that's part of what's on the line in this tournament. The winner is going to get to select a Z sprite for the game to be put in.
Absolutely, it's very prestigious. There's a Dustiness in there. I've run into him. Dusty Griff, one of our winners of the World Series of Free Enterprise. There's an Invenomous hanging out in there, our winner of Zima Zone 2. So they're definitely immortalized forever, and basically it makes Scala do work. which and Rivers is in there too. I personally haven't seen him, but I am told he's in there. That's right. Invariable 1, Fabul Gauntlet, Penguin Eater 1, Threemus Zone 2. Thank you, and then for picking me up there. Fabul Gauntlet feels like a million years ago. And as you see there... go ahead.
Yeah. moonblazewolf got through the guard fight and is now going to be heading down to see that Dark Knight Cecil. And Tella is, of course, on the ground because Fleury deliberately killed him in the grind, and 340 HP is not going to cut it for even a nerfed Big Bang.
No, unfortunately not. The nerfs do roughly anywhere between... I have seen 400s if you have a super high equipped character, but usually around 800 to 1,000, give or take. So what you're seeing here is a fun mechanic where you basically reflect your spells off of a character onto the enemy. The way that the AI is built, it doesn't counter when you cast spells this way. If you were to directly cast those nukes, you would get counter nukes as a gift back from Threemus. Also, it avoids triggering refills. So because Super Nintendo's so awesome and the game is so old, basically it could only count to 65,000, but that would have been too easy at these levels for Threemus. So basically there was a second phase, and ooh. I'm just gonna stop talking and look at the action here because Palom's got 12 HP, but there's your flash. Counts as 65,000. GG. Was very close there. Lucky that his one Palom did make it, but we do have Fleury coming in and winning with an official race spot time of 58 minutes and 21 seconds. So.
Ooh, yes.
I forget who asked, can you have a sub-hour seed? There's one right there.
Now, what a nail-biting finish from Fleury. We will see if we can get Fleury in for an interview, but meanwhile, moonblazewolf is fighting Plague at the Ribbon Room spot. And I'm really kind of at a loss because he doesn't need, or I don't think he needs more EXP. And this is time. This is time you can't spend here. I don't know what he could possibly be looking for from these chests unless he just needs a little more EXP on his twins.
Maybe. I'm looking. His one Palom only has... His both Paloms only have about 1,600. Maybe he's looking for just a little bit more there. This spot does give, I believe, 100,000 XP. So that's nothing to laugh at there. He might just be worried about them. That would be my best guess. And I think we're just waiting for Fleury to be joining in. In the meantime, make sure you do give our runners a follow. And we're joined by Fleury14. GG and congratulations on your win. How'd you like the Jet Seed?
I mean, Asuka's giving us both types of seeds, right? It's like have the stress of a ridiculous hook seed to have the stress of a go mode at 10 minutes seed, or so it seemed. Marty must be watching in chat somewhere with the early darkness.
He must be. Yeah. So what'd you think when you got Magma Key to start, and then you're like, oh look. It's go mode 10 minutes in.
Yeah, nice thing about a Magma Key start is I can fade a lot of my early treasure chest routing because I can just get stuff underground. When I saw the pan, I was regretting a little bit that maybe I should have kept Palom on the ground and let Rosa and Sid tackle, the first part of the seed by themselves, so that if I do get darkness, I don't have to do like a 10 times 2, I just have to do a 6 times 2. And sure enough, early darkness. So not finding ethers in shops, that was a bummer. Figured 3 succubi with 3 party members was just enough, and it was. And yeah, I was like, oh boy, there was definitely plenty of spaghetti dropped in that seed. Like, I can't wait to go back and look and see, like, fumbled inputs and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, under an hour, I expect it to be underground at this point in the seed, not finish.
Yeah, this one, when we saw that early start with just the moon objectives, really, and magma key starting you off, I knew both runners would have to be just sweating it out. But talking about sweating it out, you have quite a few matches left here in the table stage before we get to the round of 16. So how are you feeling? Who's your next opponent?
I believe I have Silverfire on Sunday, and they're a fantastic runner. I'm going to have to do a whole lot of studying because Silverfire is really, really good. And yeah, just hope for, like, there's no easy matches in here. Everything's tough. I just hope that's the only seed like that I get. I'm pretty confident in a foot race, but I'd rather, as someone likes to say, accrue a bunch of small advantages over the course of a longer seed as opposed to just go. But yeah, like, feeling pretty good. Like, this, didn't want to start 0-2. I mean, there'd be no shame in losing to both Dia and Moonblaze. They're both fantastic runners as well. But yeah, really didn't want to start 0-2, so glad to get the first one on the board.
Well, GG2 there. Absolutely. These jet seeds can be just as stressful as those trolley hook seeds that some of our restreamers are known for. Definitely, you routed it great. You picked up everything you needed. You got everything you needed. I applaud you. You made it look very, very easy, Fleury. I'll be honest. And you gave us some excitement there near the end there. Palom almost took a bath for you there, but 12 HP was more than enough to finish it off there. So GG again to you there. Any final thoughts there?
Yeah, I guess that's usually why I like with Palom strats to start with bluff, so I can predict the damage a little more. And even if he had gone down, I knew Sid was going to survive, so Life Potion Direct Nuke would have gotten the job done. And yeah, like, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do commentary and the restream and the tracking and all that. Inven super sus. And shout out to my sister Tara, who I think is watching without knowing how to play Free Enterprise, has been watching me all tournament. So appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Congratulations again to our winner, Fleury14. He moves to 1-1, and keeping himself alive, keeping himself still in the chance with the top 4. Maybe one loss gets you into the top 4, gets you to pick who your opponents might be. That's might be a possibility. I haven't done the math. I'm sure somebody has done the math, and as everybody says, Invend is very sus, extremely sus. So watch there. Fleury is going to be nice enough, as was indicated, when you complete the seed, there was a recent change, and you're able to listen to some music.
Yeah, I will just say moonblazewolf did save after the other thing and is heading into Threemus, and we'll let some music play while he goes through the opening phases of this. As
someone who's never played Final Fantasy X, I can appreciate the music, but I definitely can't sing it, that's for sure.
I would shred my throat if I tried to sing this song in the style it's intended, so I won't do that, but it is a great tune. Yeah, you should check it out sometime. It's very nice.
I will definitely check it out. There are so many amazing harp songs. I don't know how many there are, but there are so many that they all sound outstanding.
Yeah, we can say moonblazewolf's fight not too much different than Fleury. They both pretty much went with the same party makeup. They had a Sid to kind of help carry them through the mid-game. The Tella, Blaze's Tella has gained some levels, but not too many. As you can see, I think it was just been one of the moon bosses. Didn't get it from the grind.
No, absolutely. So just to finish up a point I said earlier, because the Super Nintendo is an amazing 16-bit system, it can only count 65,535. So in order to make the end boss a little bit easier, or not easier, sorry, more difficult, they put in a second, basically a refill phase. So when Threemus gets to about 45,000 hit points, he will trigger going into his second phase. But it was found that if you reflect, the script wasn't built to take that into account. So it avoids going into that second phase where basically you get a refill and you get another 65,000 hit points that you got to chew through. And basically after it's about 61,000, I believe it is in the first phase. After that, basically Threemus is dead. So Blaze may or may not be counting here, these reflected spells, but when you have a mage heavy party, you can go through this very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's a difference. It's a big difference over the Berserk strat. You do have to sit out the spell animations, but overall it's slightly faster than Berserk strats, unless you have like a full party of Berserkers. But this also, if you check out any of our other matches or play this yourself, this is the same mechanic that's used by the Elements fight in the Giant Obaboil, of course, wherever you find it in Free Enterprise. Any like a phase change fight like that, they actually kind of hide the HP refill in between the phase changes. So the first two elements use 1 HP pool, and the second two elements use 1 HP pool, which is why if you deal enough damage to it before you reach kind of close to the barrier, the same thing happens. It skips the refill and they just die. You never see the last two elements.
No, absolutely. And a little bit of a hurting Big Bang. Both of his palms are down there, but should be able to pick them back up there. Black Hole, at this point, just means he needs to reapply his Star Veil, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, unlike a Berserk party, you don't have to like re-Berserk everybody, so you just have to get everybody's HP up, use 1 Star Veil, and you're ready to go again. And like we said earlier, the HP levels we're looking for are like 2200, which of course Palom does not hit for quite some time, but Rosa is very beefy here, so the idea that a Big Bang would take out Rosa is pretty much non-existent. It would have to be like Blaze decides not to heal with her and takes 2 Big Bangs in a row.
And as you see that final nuke hitting Threemus, and going down in an official race spot time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 4 seconds. GG, moonblazewolf, and I believe he joins us in the booth now. GG, and congratulations on your finish. What'd you think?
Thanks.
What'd you think of the seed there, Blaze?
I mean, I kind of saw that one coming. I think Asuka's getting a bit of a reputation for rolling some very entertaining seeds, and I figured after a couple of incredibly rude, long, marathon-y type seeds, I figured this one was going to be just a total jet seed when I saw those objectives, and sure enough, that's exactly what it was.
Now, I do have to ask, when you went up Mount Ordeals, you actually had to take a reset and redo one of the bosses. Was that because you were trying to make sure that you could slingshot both twins instead of just one of them?
Yeah, I wanted to keep both Palums down and get the XP on Rosa. Unfortunately, Leviathan was very, very rude and took a wipe, and I should have known after that evil wall fight that whatever was going to be there was going to be rough. So I didn't save after that first evil wall fight, and that was definitely a mistake. I think in retrospect, if I go back and do that Leviathan fight again, I probably get a little bit luckier and can take it out no problem with the 2 Star Veils that I had, but I needed to get off that mountain for a minute, so I just took a second and kind of regrouped and made the best of it, I guess.
And is that what was going on with the Plague Room fights also? Like after you got the Baron Guards out of the way on the moon?
Oh, I knew I needed Nuke on my Palums, so I knew I was going to have to take that fight no matter what, because I needed the XP for it. My hope was I would get it there, I would go down, get the Masamune spot, get Nuke. I guess I was just a little bit off still. I think I shorted myself 1 D machine, but I was honestly worried about running out of healing items at the very end, so I wanted to get out of dodge there, because I had gotten a couple double life glitches early, and I wasn't... Like, I thought I was close to what I wanted, but I wasn't... I thought I was pretty close. I think, in retrospect, I could have used 1 more D machine as well, but that's actually all I could do, because I had to psych. I never found ethers anywhere, and that was kind of annoying, too.
Yeah, that lack of ethers also plagued Fleury. This was definitely a worry for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a seed like that, especially once you basically have Go mode, you just know. And I had checked every character check except for the Moon character, so I basically knew once I got up to the Moon that Fleury had to play the seed more or less exactly the same way I did to finish it, which was, you know, obviously you get your Darkness Crystal, that's free. Then you have to figure out how to get through Ordeals. You have to figure out how to get through that Baron Inn, which was also pretty rude. Like, that Mob Bomb fight's really difficult, and then Lugai hits really hard there, too. So, I mean, in the back of my mind, like, I felt behind, but I was also just like, I mean, Fleury could have easily taken a wipe to something in one of those 2 spots as well, and I was just sort of holding out hope that it was closer than it actually was. So Fleury's so good. I mean, when you play against good players, and everybody in the league right now is a good player, like, you just can't make a mistake like that. So
that's definitely true. You were both very close, and Fleury had completed a bit of a swag walk down to Z, and it wasn't it was a dicey fight, so you were definitely still in it there, even at the end. So, and again, Blaze, you make it look so easy. The D machine grind manipulation, all the fights that you do. We really appreciate you coming out and being in the tournament and providing us with this amazing content.
Yeah, thank you. No, this was fun. I don't want to, it's rough being 0-2. I don't want to be 0-2, but at the same time, I've played 2 of the hardest opponents I'm going to have to play. So I don't see any reason why I can't win out from here, and I'm just going to keep doing my best each seed. I do honestly think if I'd got a little bit luckier with that first Leviathan fight, I don't know if I win, but it's definitely really, really close, because I would have been able to slingshot the way I wanted and not have to do a lot of the extra stuff that I ended up having to do.
Absolutely. Wow. At this level, it's everybody is so good that, you're 0-2, but you could easily be 2-0, and it's just sometimes rando gonna rando, and that's about all you can do. But I'm pretty sure, Blaze, I'm rooting for you. I'm sure you'll win out. You'll go 4-2, and we'll see you in the round of 16.
Well, thanks. I sure hope so. But either way, I'm having a lot of fun, and this is a good time. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching tonight. Thank you, Asuka, for another gem. You're getting quite the reputation here. Thanks, Inven, for doing the tracking for whatever that was. I imagine not a whole lot for you to do tonight. And Motoss and Nitz, thank you for doing the commentary.
It's definitely our pleasure. Now, looking towards the future, where can our spectators watch your next race? When are you racing next?
I have all of my races scheduled, so let me just see here. I've got my next race is against Silverfire, and that is going to be next Monday, and then I've got Xenocat on Thursday, Zilch on Friday the 9th, and then my final match is going to be against X Pancraz on Tuesday the 13th. So I got 3 next week and then 1 more, and hopefully I can win them all.
We'll be rooting for you again. Thanks again for an amazing race, and we wish you luck in the future.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. So everyone, that's moonblazewolf. Make sure you give him a follow. He's an amazing streamer. Streams a bunch of content. Streams free enterprise. Streams a bunch of other fun, awesome games. So make sure you give him that follow. It's a super cool guy. So I think that's about it for us, Motoss. I'm gonna go maybe grow up or be a frog or something. Any final thoughts?
All of these matches have been great. I can't explain how awesome it has been to be in the commentary booth for so many just fantastic races. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to see. We've restreamed like over 160, I think, by this point. And with that being said, there's more races in progress tonight. So we will be sending you over to the race in progress on our home channel over at Free Enterprise itself.
So on behalf of everybody in the staff, Asuka, Invenerable, Fleury14, Moonblazewolf, and my amazing co-commentator, LMMotoss, thank you and good night, and go watch Free Enterprise, and no spoils.